And now, live from the studios of Freedom's Phoenix, Ernest Hancock.
Hello! Welcome back to Declare Your Independence with me, Ernest Hancock. I'm feeling better. Well, you know, we had Obama's speech last night, and we'll go over it whenever I feel like it, because, I mean, damn. Brad Friedman will be on Friday. By then, you know, maybe I'll go over it, maybe I won't, but, you know, he'll give his spiel on it. Because I'll tell you one thing, Brad Friedman had him on, and he would really go after us libertarians, man. He'd say, yeah, see, Obama didn't go after your guns yet, did he? And I'm like, yet, you know. I mean, come on. He goes, yeah, no, he's not after your guns. I'm like, well, we'll see. Did he say something about last night? I don't know. You know, maybe he did, maybe he did. Doesn't matter what he says anyway. Blah, 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 blah. I don't believe anything. You know, and it's a distraction from so much stuff that's really going on now. And I'll go ahead and let it kind of settle and everybody talk about it and whatever, and let Brad get his mind right and everything, and have him on for an hour Friday morning, and I'll just let him go. You know, I let him go. And then, you know, we'll see. But I want to share some things with you, what's really going on now that's of real importance that I guarantee, without even watching it, guarantee was not mentioned, right? Let me go ahead and give you some goodie here. Get my glasses on. Now, this is stories that we have on Freedom's Phoenix, okay? You go up there and you'll see, you know, got all this goodie just today. All right. Global insiders warned U.S. debt crisis could explode at any time. Global insiders are starting to gather in Davos, Switzerland for this week's World Economic Forum. J.P. Morgan Chase's Jamie, Obama's favorite banker, Dimon, will be, I guess you say Dimon, will be there, as well as Treasury Secretary Geithner. When attendees arrive and check in, they will be given their badges and a copy of a special Davos magazine, prepared especially for the event. In the magazine will be an article by Robert Rubin. He is an insider's insider. Participants will read the article. Rubin is so wired in that when insiders think of the people who are operating behind a president, it is names like Rubin that comes to mind. Excuse me. Jacob Lew, the new director of the Office of Management and Budget, is connected to Rubin. The old director of OMB, Office of Management and Budget, Peter Orszag, was connected to Rubin. The new head of the National Economic Council, Gene Sperling, is connected to Rubin, as was the previous NEC head, Larry Summers. It goes on. Rubin served as Treasury Secretary under Bill Clinton. He was former co-CEO of Goldman Sachs. He is co-chairman of the Council on Foreign Relations. Got the idea? Insiders will read what he has written. So this, I mean, no, here, the insider to the insiders. Here's the insider scoop. The first part of the article is about what the United States needs to do to get the economy going. It is a desperate shot taken at the buzzer from beyond half court. Rubin knows this. He is also a Keynesian, so his recommendations call for more spending that he hopes can be reversed in 2 or 3 years. Once the economy gets going, it won't work. The shot will fall short of the rim. The second part of the article is much more significant. It is the breakdown of what is going wrong in the United States. An abbreviated version of the Davos warning has been printed in Financial Times. Now, this is from the Economic Policy Journal. Excuse me. Rubin wrote, "The risks of our fiscal position are serious and multiple. And while these risks become more severe over time as our debt position worsens, all of these either have begun to materialize or could do so in the near term. So we should act now." What multiple shape could the crisis take? Rubin writes to Davos insiders, to be specific about the risk, deficits could crowd out private investment, which could choke off a private investment recovery. Moreover, the capacity for public investment is already diminishing and could be exacerbated by growing entitlement costs and mounting interest payments. Most dangerously, there is a risk of disruption to our bond and currency markets from the fear of much higher interest rates due to future imbalances or from fear of inflation because of efforts to monetize our debt. The result could be significant deficit premiums on bond market interest rates, seriously impeding private investment and growth, or worse, acute bond market declines that cause an economic crisis. This could also start in the currency markets. While the likelihood of major market disruptions is greater in the intermediate and longer term, the shorter term risks are also real. Market psychology can change unexpectedly and dramatically, either on its own or because of some catalyst, when underlying conditions are unsound. Possible catalysts are a debt ceiling confrontation, currency market problems, and state deficits. For emphasis, I remind you, this is a former Treasury Secretary of the United States writing, one of President Obama's top outside advisors. So does Rubin think there is an easy solution to the debt problem? He writes, growing out of our fiscal morass over time without policy action would require inconceivable rates of growth. Muddling through with unexpectedly favorable developments is extremely unlikely. The strong probability is that either we make the hard decisions so vital to our future, or we will be forced at some point to act more harshly and with less time to thoughtfully set priorities. Our long history of political and economic resilience should augur well. But these decisions are extremely difficult, and the question is whether we have the political will to face up to what we must do. Well, there you have it, from a man as inside as you can get. He goes on to say, our structural fiscal trajectory is unsustainable with multiple serious risks, while at the same time our large cyclical deficits are exacerbating debt levels and interest costs, etc., etc. Bottom line, the United States is in serious financial and economic trouble. It is only a matter of time before the crisis explodes. Don't take my word for it. Just reread what the former Treasury Secretary has to say. It's all there. Okay, now I brought this up because this is the insiders and the boys. Okay, they go to Davos, Switzerland. They're sitting around. Oh, how are we going to? We're going to rule the planet. All right. While he's given the State of the Union address, these guys are meeting knowing it's done. It's so freaking over. And what's their main concerns? Well, they talk about them. He mentions them, like the state deficits and such. They're going to come out. The big thing that they say is the capacity for public investment is already diminishing. They just can't keep printing more money and give out more bailouts and more. I mean, they can and they will. As long as they think they can get away with it. But that's what drives gold and silver prices up. That's what drives commodities up. That's, the inflation part. We're just now starting to feel the inflationary effects of them expanding the monetary supply before. I mean, a couple of years ago. It's going to get stupid. So now they're looking at, how can we save this? They don't say. They just need to act aggressively. Aggressive expansion. It's like the Joker. Wow. We'll talk about more when we come back. Uncovering the secrets and exposing the lies. That's what readers of freedomsphoenix.com get every day. Readers of freedomsphoenix.com are constantly provided the information that detail the real news between the lines of propaganda about government policies and the true relationship we all have with coercive governments. Learn the true condition of our economy, innovations and technological breakthroughs in energy, health, computer science, and space travel. Learn the truth well before it's admitted to in the lamestream media, the media that is so last century. Corporate media has evolved into nothing more than distributors of government propaganda, but we now have a fantastic alternative. FreedomsPhoenix.com provides constant news updates on the issues that affect our lives in the most important ways. Our liberty and our property are under constant attack, and FreedomsPhoenix.com provides the understanding behind the propaganda while encouraging the participation of our readers. Join us at FreedomsPhoenix.com. That's freedoms with an S, Phoenix.com. FreedomsPhoenix.com, where the revolution between the ears has already matured.